witness.
Timing of this.
So tell me now what your issue is.
He's testified about how he became aware of Alex Jones, how he reached conclusions about an association of Paulding and Jones, and he's also brought a suit, his efforts to find lawyers to help him bring a suit. It's our contention that this issue was largely dead until Hillary Clinton made a campaign of issue of it in 2016, blaming Jones for Sandy Hook and associating.
Attorney Pattis, no, you may not, because I already ruled on the Clinton issue, and we're moved on from that. So now you talked about Megyn Kelly, so let's address Megyn Kelly.
It's a similar issue to
Well, then stick with the Megyn Kelly, and I don't want to hear Hillary Clinton again. If you want to address it, you can deal with the Megyn Kelly and wherever else you were going. Clinton's been moved on.
With respect to Megyn Kelly, given the nature of the argument that the plaintiffs made here, it's our contention we are entitled to put on exaggeration as a defense. If this man, when Megyn Kelly and NBC did an interview with Jones in 2017, a number of Connecticut residents petitioned local affiliates to not air the 2017 interview with Jones. I want to know if this man is one of them.
All right, Attorney Pattis.
Your Honor, number one, first of all, Attorney Pattis has no good faith basis for asking the question, even if it were relevant, which it is not. Mr. Oliver has been deposed. There's no evidence of any kind that was part of it. But the larger issue here, which is what Attorney Pattis is trying to inject in this case, is some sort of echo of what he made the centerpiece of his opening, which is that this lawsuit is an effort to silence Mr. Jones. And he was trying to get into Mr. Altenberg that some unnamed group of people had been involved in sending a letter to NBC for one specific purpose, and that is to try and inject some sort of political argument to the jury, which is impermissible and which we objected to in opening. And Trubano wanted to be heard about more broadly, the idea that somehow Mr. Jones is being silenced, that members of the jury themselves should be able to listen to what they want to listen to, all of which touch on the First Amendment issues that are foreclosed in this case. And so this is just what we anticipate to be step one in this trial strategy, which is designed to politicize this case, to try and inject political issues in the case that have no bearing and that are foreclosed by the default. And so this is, I think, a larger issue that we're going to be dealing with. The Megyn Kelly one is easy, but the reason I raised it and I asked for the jury to be excused is because we're seeing it come up again. During the opening, Judge, when I asked for a curative instruction, you said that we're going to move on, but if I see it again, I will issue a curative instruction. This is what's happening now.
All right.
Judge,
do you want to respond briefly on the Megyn Kelly issue before I rule?
Because I'm not the one who told the jury in a hearing in damages, stop Alex Jones, stop the bullies, speak out on behalf of the community, and didn't even raise in a hearing in damages for 35 minutes the question of damages, and then said nothing about it. The plaintiffs have made this case into a political broadside. I understand the court's causation rules, and I've carefully crafted my trial strategy around it. However, when these folks, the issue for the jury at this point is the extent of harm that Jones caused them. And if, in our defenses, these people are exaggerating largely for political reasons. And you know, Mr. Manny can laugh all he likes, but it's true. They waited until 2018 to file a suit over 5- and 6-year-old claims, and they all appeared in Koskov's office miraculously, 15 people the same day.
This is a
Attorney
show.
Pattis.
It is.
I'm gonna.
Attorney Pattis.
I just need to respond.
No.
Okay.
No. The objection is sustained.
But Your Honor, on the larger issue, because who knows what his next question is going to be.
Why don't we address that now so that we don't get the jury upset moving them in and out a million times? Is there some...
You've told me I can't ask about Megyn Kelly. I'm not going to.
I would...
I'm not going to.
Okay, I understand. Well, of course you're not.
I'm not going to give...
Well, we did the Hillary Clinton. Now we did the Megyn Kelly. Should we address what's coming next?
No.
Well, I think it might make sense.
Judge, I'm not responsible for giving my adversaries a preview of what's to come any more than apparently they were responsible for telling me what witnesses they were going to call today. I understand your ruling. This has been a contentious trial. I am not going to get crosshairs with you on the first day or second or 15th day of trial. I understand your ruling. I will move on.
I would just say let's move on carefully. Because
Understood.
You're not going to have the jury jumping up and down a million times. Okay.